You hear the sound of gunfire from the direction of the furnace room.
Sounds like someone's chasing us, Laura.
You watch in relief as the last of the rats scurries out of sight. You can barely smell an unpleasant odor, like burning hair. Don't touch it. With a little more effort, you'll be the best investigative reporter Tulane ever graduated.
Thank you for coming to this inquest, Miss Bow. As the coroner on this case, I'm going to informally question you and study the evidence you've collected. If you assist me in developing a case, the perpetrators will be tried in the formal court of law. We're primarily concerned with the museum murders, but we're also interested in the theft of the Dagger of Amon-Ra and other matters that may have a bearing on this case. My examination of the corpses has been fruitful, but I need more evidence to build a case. Any information you can give us would help, but you must justify your conclusions with the evidence you've acquired. False accusations and unsupported conclusions will not be tolerated. Although I don't wish to pressure you, your employer is also here to judge your performance on this investigation. Since this is an informal proceeding, I've allowed it on the basis that your newspaper will cooperate with our wishes. Now, to the questions. Who murdered Dr. Pippin Carter? Who murdered Lawrence Ziggy Ziegfeld? Who murdered Ernie Leach? Who murdered Yvette Delacroix? Who murdered Countess Lavinia Waldorf-Carleton? Who was the skeleton found in the steamer trunk? Who murdered Dr. Archibald Carrington? Who impersonated Dr. Archibald Carrington? Who murdered Watney Little? Who actually stole the Dagger of Amon-Ra from the Ancient Egypt exhibit? Who manipulated Watney Little into stealing the Dagger of Amon-Ra? Who was the woman involved in stealing paintings from the Old Masters Gallery? Based on what we now know, your assumption is correct, Miss Bow. Good work. Who was the man involved in stealing paintings from the Old Masters Gallery? Based on what we now know, your assumption is correct, Miss Bow. Good work. Who was the middleman who provided forged paintings for the Countess and sold the real ones for her? Based on what we now know, your assumption is correct, Miss Bow. Good work. Who is the high priest of the Amon-Ra sun worshippers? That's correct, Miss Bow. You're very observant. Which museum employee runs a fencing operation as a sideline business? That assumption is correct. Mr. Leach was moonlighting with his own business as a fence installer. In fact, he put up a very nice fence around my house. Ms. Bow, your conclusions are unjustified. Based on my study of the bodies, you haven't presented any supporting evidence to connect your suspects with the murders you claim they committed. Your theories also conflict with my own, which are based on a scientific study of these corpses. Since you've interfered with physical evidence at the crime scenes, proof will be difficult to establish. You also neglected to thoroughly question all the suspects. Murder victims must be studied carefully and examined for clues at their crime scenes. We study every corpse with the naked eye and with our magnifying glasses in our tireless search for evidence. In the future, I suggest you leave murder investigations to the professionals.
Thank you for waiting, Laura.
I didn't mind, Steve.
Laura,
Yes?
would you mind... do you suppose... Laura, could you close your eyes? I have something for you.
Oh, I suppose so. Oh, Steve!
Do you like it?
Steve, how could you? How could you have stolen the dagger?
I didn't steal the dagger, Laura. I bought this copy for you at the museum gift shop. I thought you might like a memento of your big night at the Leyendekera Museum.
Oh, thank you, Steve. I'm so embarrassed.
You're beautiful when you blush. Laura,
Yes, Steve?
would you consider joining me for dinner this coming Saturday?
Well, I'm not sure if I don't know if I should really. Yes. Yes, I'd be delighted to join you for dinner.
Thank you, Laura. You've made me very happy.
Oh, Steve.
Oh, Laura.
Oh, Steve. Since his skeleton was so nicely cleaned by the domestic beetles, Dr. Carrington's bones will soon be hanging on display in the Leyendekera Museum. Yvette Delacroix died plastered. Her remarkably lifelike statue now lives on in the Old Masters Gallery of the Leyendekera Museum. Her memory lives on in the minds of all she touched. Her sculpture is attributed to artist unknown. Dr. Pippin Carter, wherever he is pleased that you recovered his dagger of Amon-Ra. However, he is not pleased that his murderer got away free, so he's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. Since you recovered the dagger of Amon-Ra, Wolf Heimlich was allowed to keep his job as chief of security at the Leyendekera Museum. However, 1 week later he was found dead in his office, impaled by a broadsword that had fallen from his office wall. Having died in the course of this story, Watney Little's life of crime came to an abrupt end. As he was not a nice man, nobody missed him. After the death of Wolf Heimlich in his office, Dr. Olympia Miklos returned to Greece to teach at the university in Athens. As fond as he was of the Leyendekera, Ernie Leach noted in his will that he wanted his body donated to the museum. His body now resides in numerous small jars of alcohol, which will be placed on display in the new Hall of Internal Biology, adjacent to the Hall of Late Mammals. Dr. Ptah Tut Smith finally gave up on getting the dagger of Amon-Ra returned to Egypt. However, once it completed its US and European museum tours, it was returned to the Cairo Museum anyway. So, several years later, Tut died a happy man. even though his death was the result of an Egyptian cobra bite. After losing his head in the museum, Ziggy found himself unable to continue his criminal career. His head has been preserved and is now on display in the life mask exhibit at the Leyendekera Museum. Ramses Najir continued his successful career as an accountant and as head of the secret Egyptian cult of Amon-Ra. With his strong high society ties, his accounting business made Ramses a millionaire in 15 years. Having died from a snake bite, the Countess Lavinia Waldorf Carlton did not live long enough to inherit any money from her last husband, Sterling. Unimpressed by your marginal success, your editor, Sam Augustini, decided to assign you to the food section of the newspaper. Later that same year, Sam died as a result of a mugging outside the 14th Precinct police station in New York City. He blames you for his death. Since you only found the dagger of Amon-Ra and the murderer got away, Crodfoller T. Rhubarb continued the investigation on his own time, found the murderer, and won a Pulitzer Prize for his excellent work. Henri Lamour, the coroner, continued his successful career studying dead bodies for the next 50 years, finally retiring in 1976 to tour with a rock band, the Ungrateful Dead. Low Fat continued in the laundry business, eventually opening a chain of low-fat Chinese laundries across the country and becoming a millionaire in the process. Detective Ryan Hanrahan O'Reilly continued in his job and became a full-time homicide detective. Having amassed a small fortune by being frugal, he retired to Tahiti 8 years later. Steve Dorian was quite upset by the unfortunate event that happened to you later that night. Pleased that you found the dagger of Amon-Ra, John Bow took you out to dinner to celebrate. After the unfortunate event that happened to you later that night, John spent the rest of his life in a mental institution in New Orleans. After your recovery of the dagger of Amon-Ra, it went back on display at the Leyendekera Museum. The large amount of press coverage drew many patrons to the museum to see the dagger. After 2 years on display at the Leyendekera, the dagger exhibit continued on a tour of museums in the United States, Europe, and finally found its way back to the Cairo Museum in Egypt.
You had your chance and you blew it, Lora Bow. This is what happens to interfering reporters.
Огромное спасибо за просмотр. Подписываемся, ставим лайки, обсуждаем. До новых встреч!